Hello, I'm Coach Berta, and welcome to another conversation to inspire your healthier lifestyle. Today, I'm joined by Sandra Voyadzis, leadership and executive coach, who supports leaders in living wholeheartedly and powerfully to regain their confidence and strengthen their mental fitness and positive intelligence. Hello, Sandra.
Hello, Roberta. Thank you for having me on your show.
Delighted to have you. I haven't connected with you in a while, and then I spotted recently that you've launched a fabulous new course, and I just had to have this conversation today. I've entitled today's conversation, How to Reclaim Your Powerful True Self. And this wording was inspired by the architect of the coaching course that you deliver. And that really captivated me. You know, they were his words. And I knew that anyone that tuned into this could really relate. So I felt like that was maybe a good opener for our conversation.
Yeah, the impact of this is far-reaching, and it can impact all sorts of people in all walks of life, whether you're an athlete looking to achieve your peak performance, or an executive looking to lead powerfully and achieve your peak performance, or even just in your relationships. These concepts really are far-reaching and extremely powerful, I find. And it's really about mental fitness. It's about your capacity to respond to life's challenges in a positive way, or with a positive mindset, rather than in a negative mindset.
Which is so important with this year that we've been through. I think a lot of us have been on this journey of self-discovery in so many ways, you know, living through a global pandemic. Have you found that that has brought out some, you know, key areas that people have been exploring with the coaching?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I think you're right. In this year of a global pandemic, which is like a mountain to climb, this course and these concepts of positive intelligence have really helped people, including myself, because I started it earlier this year, to sort of be able to climb that mountain and get onto the other side and look at things in a more positive way, and look at things in a as a gift or an opportunity in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the course, just from the little bit of information you share through your website, which is very informative, it speaks of this concept of our saboteurs and then our sages. And I find that, you know, that saboteur, I was thinking, oh, that's your inner critic. You know, and I feel like that's something I can relate to in what I've read and researched so far. Do you say there's a direct link between the two?
Yes, absolutely. And actually, so the concept is really that once you know what your saboteurs are, you can intercept them, stop them, and move into your sage mode. And this is all actually based in neuroscience, in psychology. So it is scientific research has been done. And basically, Shirzad Chamine is the author of Positive Intelligence. He's a Stanford professor. And he came out with the principle that we have 9 saboteurs and 1 master saboteur. The master saboteur is the judge. We all have the judge. And there's 9 other accomplice saboteurs that feed into and from the judge. And they all lead to negative emotions. And they are agents of self-sabotage. And the principle is that once you get to know them and understand how they're showing up in your life and in your work and how you're behaving, you can intercept them and you can stop them. And then it's about moving into this other side of your brain, actually, which is sort of the sage mode, which is that it's more positive. So it's based on positive emotions like curiosity, empathy, innovation. And once you can move into that mode, then you're able to move into that positive mindset and deal with life's challenges in a much more positive way.
Fabulous. Yeah, it sounds like a really structured approach. I mean, you know, I'll come down to the fact that mindset when you're doing anything in life is so key. But if your mindset, you know, is in a bad place and you're not aware of these things that are going on in your mind and, you know, holding you back from achieving your best, then you really got to work on that first.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So so in this course, we actually, there's actually an assessment that starts it off, which then gives you who your top saboteurs are. And just to name a few, so I've mentioned the judge.
Yes.
The judge we all have, you know,
Yeah.
we have it, you have it, our parents have it, everybody has it. And the judge really operates in three modalities. It's judging self, so that inner critic that you're talking about, judging others, as well as judging circumstances to be negative or bad. And then there's 9 accomplice saboteurs, ranging from the stickler, which is the perfectionist, the controller, the hyperachiever, the pleaser, the hyper rational, the hyper vigilant, and they all show up for each of us in different capacities.
Yeah, you can really imagine it as all these different character traits going on in your mind.
Yeah.
I wondered if we could explore, you know, the judge. You mentioned it as 3 different sort of layers there to that. Is there an example that, you know, crops up regularly with your clients that is a good one to share that people may be able to relate to straight away?
Yeah, well, I think the inner critic, which also can lead to the imposter syndrome, you know, it's that voice in your head that wakes you up in the middle of the night and says, who do you think you are? What are you doing? You know, they're going to find you out. They're going to know that you're not good enough. And it's that voice that just beats you over the head.
Yeah. I mean, that crazy lady in the attic, as I've heard called at times. And, you know, she's definitely been in my head from time to time. And is it a matter of, you know, it's not that you're going to suppress these completely. It's that recognition that these thoughts will come in, and then just to be raising your awareness and the management therefore.
Yeah, and accepting them for what they're trying to do. And they're, you know, all of these saboteurs, they have an original survival function.
Yes.
They started off by wanting to protect you. The judge is trying to protect you from, you know, danger, whatever that could be. So it's important to recognize it and to recognize the emotion that goes with it, which could be fear or guilt or shame, or and recognize it and accept it for the signal it's giving you, and then moving into, okay, well, now that I know this is here, what can I do about it? Instead of keeping on in that negative emotion and judging yourself constantly, which just leads to, you know, you're not feeling great and not reaching your full potential and lacking confidence.
And I know with the coaching, you have a program. If you could just explain maybe how long the program is, and also the use of the app, which I'm aware of, that is.
Yes. So the app is a wonderful support to the group coaching. So it's a 6-week program that includes every week a 1-hour video from Shirzad Chamine, talking to you and taking you through each saboteur, or the sage perspective and the sage powers. And then we meet as a group for 1 hour or so, and we discuss that and really internalize it and discuss our own learnings and awareness. And then on top of that, we have the app that supports us week by week and day by day, actually. And every day, the app will give you a focus of the day. So it could be, oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of what it was this morning because I'm still doing it. You know, practicing self-empathy. Right? So today you're going to empathize with yourself, and that really helps with that negative talk as well. And so there's a focus of the day, which is 2 minutes long. And then you're going to have 3 challenges of the day, which are also about 2 minutes long, and you do them throughout the day. And the sort of science behind it, the principle behind it, is that the more you train these, what he calls PQ muscles, positive intelligence muscles, the faster you're able to overcome challenges and the smaller those challenges become. I can tell you, just, you know, I started this program back in March when the pandemic hit, and I don't think I could have gone through everything the way that I did without the program. It's been amazing.
Wow.
I've put some clients through it as well, and they've come out much stronger, with more clarity, more confidence. Their relationships. I have one client who was working on her relationship. She was about to divorce, and her relationship just is working.
Phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So this really just, while your work towards, because of your backgrounds with corporate coaching, I guess that's where, you know, you're finding more of your clients, I imagine. But I guess this is a very broad reach in terms of anybody.
Absolutely. I mean, I mentioned the client with her relationship. I have another client who was in an executive position. Through the program, she was able to lean into having difficult conversations at work, and it actually clarified so many things for her. She moved on to another position, another role, and she's thriving. For me, I also used it to train to run a half marathon, which was a big deal. But it really does boil down to that mental fitness.
Yes.
It's training your mind and having control over your mind and your thoughts, and even in a way, your emotions.
And, you know, we hear a lot about, you know, especially as you grow older, the importance of exercise for your body, and, you know, how our muscles are deteriorating and our bone health and everything else. But really, you know, our mind is important to look after as well. And a lot of these things that from childhood, perhaps these protective type mechanisms that we've developed, you know, it's time for those to be shed, because they're not doing the same service as they might have been when they first evolved within us, if you like.
Exactly. And it really is training your mind and seeing things in a different light, in an objective way, and asking yourself, I love the word that you just used, serving us. You know, how does this behavior serve you? And if it does, great, then let's work with that. And if it doesn't, let's see how you can scrap it and reframe to a different behavior.
Absolutely. And I love the group coaching, finding that the dynamic there is really working with the groups.
Really working. It's extremely powerful. I think it's to go through these concepts in a safe group, you know, and of course at the beginning we talk about psychological safety and confidentiality and all of that, and to leverage each other's experiences, and the rich discussions that come about are incredible. And actually my groups have sustained their relationships. They keep going in groups, and they want to keep going because they've bonded.
No, I can absolutely get that, because even in other training courses that I've done myself, you know, where you may think, oh, sign up, I'll learn about this, and then that's it. But actually, as the dialogue between the individuals, you really are brought together with like-minded people who you can resonate with. And I guess that people that are at a stage in their life where they're ready to work on their mental mindset, and they recognize that as something that's potentially holding back their full potential, they have something in common also.
Yeah, exactly. They come to this program because they're stuck, whether it's on a personal level or a professional level, and they're looking to get unstuck, and they need that extra, you know, the mental, I guess, pull to move into that next phase. And
incredibly structured as well, which I think a lot of people like too, because they can feel like they're really moving through a program, and they know what to expect in terms of content. But of course, really the quality is in the group discussion, and then the how deep you dig yourself in terms of the insights that you're going to share.
Exactly. And I think that's part of the power of this sort of pod session is it is multidimensional. So you've got the content videos, and then you've got the group coaching to share, and then you've got work to do on your personal time as well. And it is a 6-week program. However, it continues, right? So we're looking for sustainable change. We're not looking for, okay, you've done it for 6 weeks, Yeah, it's not about that destination. It's really about the journey and then ongoing journey after that. And you have access to the app after the 6 weeks as well. So you can continue that work.
So if someone were just signed up to your program and, you know, a good friend asked them, oh, what's this program you're doing all about? How might be a good way for them to articulate that to a friend?
You know, it's going to depend on what it is that they're working on. It could be I'm participating, or I'm looking to get unstuck, or I'm participating in a group program that's going to help me reach my full potential, or I'm looking to step into my power. I'm looking to improve my relationship. I'm looking to be a better person, be a better parent, be a better athlete.
The people tend to listen maybe into these interviews that I put out or on my social media, you know, midlife, thinking about life, thinking about how they're parenting, where they are in their job, you know, what's the next step? Am I really living into my purpose? Is there something more? Absolutely, you know, great point in your life to really explore them. Just before we wrap up, you know, my business is called Your Healthier Lifestyle. And, you know, I believe we're all at a different point on that journey, and we're continuously having to work on it. So with that in mind, is there anything you'd like to share today of, you know, what you're working on for your healthier lifestyle?
Yes, sure. Thank you for asking. I think for me, what's made a huge difference has been these mindful pauses or meditation pauses, whatever you want to call them. They're called different things to different people. For me, they're short. I can only do about a couple of minutes at a time.
Yes.
But they allow me to sort of pause and reflect, sort of scan what's happening, and really get grounded. And I do it actually before I meet my groups or my individual clients. And I also do it just for myself, whether it's at the end of the day, to transition from work to home, especially in this current environment, or just whatever that pause, which could be with breathing or focusing on something outside or going out for a walk. But those pauses are really important for me.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, mindfulness and just that awareness, just being present with so many distractions these days, especially our phones. So that's a really, really positive step that anyone, you know, could adopt. If people are interested, and I think you have a little bit of a special announcement as well in terms of anyone that's tuned in today. So if people are interested to get in touch or reach out to you, what do they need to do?
Yes, and just for anyone who has listened to your show today, if they want to get in touch with me, I'll offer them a free 45-minute coaching session.
Thank you so much. That's fabulous.
My pleasure. Yes. And then I can also tell them more about the program if that's what they're after, or we can stick with the 45-minute session, no obligation at all. So they can shoot me an email. It's Sandra@sandravoyadzis.com.
I will put this information in the show notes as well.
Yes, thank you. Or they can reach me through my website as well.
Perfect. I'll also put the details there. Oh, Sandra, it has been so lovely to reconnect with you in general and to have you today for this conversation. I'm sure that people listening will be able to relate to this at the stage they are in their life. And I do know that, you know, the year end is very close. It is a time where we think about the year ahead. 2021 has a lot to really offer us, or we're expecting a lot of it, should I say. But, you know, reflection on the past year and what we've learned, I would always recommend to anyone. And if this, you know, working on that mental muscle is something that people decide they need to do, I would definitely point them in your direction. I think the program that you're offering is fantastic. The structure of it, the supporting app, really great value. And that, of course, that group environment too, and your wonderful skills as a coach.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Stay warm.
Yes, you too.
See you.
Bye.